Everybody, welcome to Muse TV. We are going to be interviewing another director who did a bite-sized holiday short film called Swapsies, Keri Collins. Hi, how are you doing?
Thank you.
What was it about this story? Because it's really fun. It's very sweet. It's going to touch a lot of people's hearts. Well, how did everything come about?
Do you know, I actually can't remember where the initial seed of the idea came from, but I was talking to a friend. I love Christmas films, and I've always wanted to. I've made a couple of Christmas shorts before this one, and I also love rom-coms. Coming from the land of Richard Curtis, how could you not? So that I kind of always wanted to do something like that. And yeah, when my agent contacted me and said, you know, could I pitch some ideas? I just kind of, you know, sort of threw a few together, and this one came really from, I was talking to a friend who was talking about passive aggressive gifts that her mum gets for her for Christmas, and I just thought that was a really interesting idea, and out of that it grew this idea of you could have a great meet cute in the returns line. Two people who both got parents who give them passive aggressive gifts, and they're both there to return them. So it started from just my friend telling me this story about some of the things. Actually, the watch that is featured in the short is one of the gifts that somebody's mum got for them, one of my friends. So that's kind of how it all started.
One, I can't believe that could be real, but just to actually use that as a prop in your short was just makes it even funnier. It just shocks me. And the book was just something that I was laughing through that whole scene in the line, because I was just like, it could touch a lot of people because it happens.
Yeah.
So how did you get the actors? How'd you put everything together? Because they're so good in that short.
Yeah. So I mean, they're nearly the whole cast were actually British, so they were doing US accents, and you'd have to tell me, but I think they did a good job. It's hard to, as a non-American, but yeah, because originally the original idea was to shoot it in like in New Jersey or somewhere like that. I have some friends over that way, and that was kind of the initial idea. But then I was filming something, a TV show, a British TV show, and literally like finished the day before we had to shoot this. We had to turn this whole thing around really quickly, so it was just easier to do it in the UK in the end. So yeah, so Lewis, who plays Uri, he's a good friend of mine. I've known him a number of years, and so yeah, I was really thrilled when he said he'd do it. And Lauren, someone else I'd known, I kind of knew her through Twitter, didn't really know her in person before that. And this kind of, I suppose, the power of social media and Twitter and things now is you get to, as a director, and you get to meet a lot of actors and things, a lot of people like that, collaborators that you would never normally meet. So it's great, great for that. Yeah, and so we kind of they were all keen to do it, and it was really exciting. And we shot it all in 2 days, which was a bit intense, but also for a two minute short film, you would imagine that would be more than enough time, but it felt like it wasn't.
And how was it working with 20th Digital? Because they do a great job with the Halloween short, bite-sized Halloween, and for it to be bite-sized holidays and everything, it seems like they're working very well with a lot of directors to not only give them a spotlight or to even expand their material. So how was it working with them?
Yeah, they were fantastic to work with, and I dealt with a guy there called Arby, who was fantastic. Really, they were great. They kind of, they gave us a lot of leeway, in terms of they helped us develop it, but also they let us be creative and kind of do our own thing with it, which was, it's kind of the dream, isn't it? When you're making anything, when you're working with a studio, that's always the dream scenario. So yeah, they were fantastic, and yeah, it's just such a great initiative, like a great little kind of curated list to be involved in. It is a real honor. And yeah, I'd love the Halloween shorts they'd done, but I'm not really a horror guy, so I knew I could never make one of those films. So when they said they wanted to do holiday things, I was like, yes, this is just my kind of thing.
Well, you never know, because it always seems like the best horror films are from people who don't like horror.
Yeah,
So,
actually, a lot of comedy directors make great horror films.
yeah,
It's
exactly. So,
timing, isn't it?
so you
Yeah,
never know. Something may pop up one day, and you just like
yeah.
make a really good horror film. Uh, so what are you working on next? What do you have coming up that people could see?
Yeah, yeah. Well, funny enough, actually, I mean, I spent my whole career up until this year writing comedy and developing comedy ideas and things. Whereas, and then through this year, maybe because of everything that's been going on, I started writing a lot more drama.
Mhm.
I've just set up a couple of drama TV shows in the UK, which is really exciting. And so, yeah, probably the next few things that will be coming out from me will actually potentially be more drama based. But I am developing a feature length holiday film, something that as I said, I've always wanted to make Christmas films, and there's something that's my dream. If I can make a feature length Christmas movie, I'll be super happy. So yeah, that's something else I'm developing now as well. It's basically kind of where Santa Claus ends up in Die Hard. That's kind of the pitch.
That would be awesome. I would actually see that. But what's cool is that whatever you're doing in the UK, I mean, now it's a small community now that literally you can go onto your Apple TV, and chances are you may be able to watch some of the programs that you're directing and some of the things that you are putting together. So that's what's nice about the way things are nowadays. It's like you're
Yeah, the streaming, streaming services are, for someone like me, like it's who's not yet fully established as in the certainly not in that top level, and like that's great because there's so much more. People are so hungry for content now,
yeah.
And it's fantastic to just see those avenues because prior to that, certainly in the UK, you were looking at the kind of the four major broadcasters, and that was kind of your only chance to kind of make something. And if you were really lucky, you might get a studio. Whereas now there's so many more opportunities, which is fantastic. It feels like a revolution in a really good way. It's there's a lot of people I know, a lot of super talented filmmakers who've got shows made now that they've been trying to make for a long, long time, and there just wasn't the space to make them on British TV, and now they can make them for Netflix or whoever, and it's really exciting to see.
Yeah, that's what's cool about what's going on now. Thank you so much for stopping with us and talking about your short film.
No
How
problem.
can people find you on social media if they want to follow you?
So I'm not on Twitter, but I'm on Instagram. My handle is I'm gonna have to spell this for you because it's Welsh. It's Cymro Keza, so it's Cymrokeza. So Cymro is Welsh in Welsh language, so it's basically means I'm Welsh. So yeah, I'm on Instagram, and yeah, that's kind of where I do most of my stuff now.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you so much for stopping with us. We really appreciate it. We're going to put a link on the video on musetv.net where you could see the short film. And thank you so much for stopping with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.